Auzubillahiminashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sandeep and I'm a foundation student at Islamabad campus. So today I come with a call and end our conversation to ChatGPT and our topic is sky. So first I connect to ChatGPT and then we start our conversation.
Of course, I'm here to help. What would you like to know or chat about today?
ChatGPT, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I hope you're doing well, Sue. Let me know if there's anything.
Okay, nice. Today I want to talk to you on a topic sky. Are you ready?
Absolutely, I'm ready. Feel free to dive into the topic of sky whenever you like, and we can explore it in as much detail as you want.
Today I want to talk to you on a topic sky. Are you ready?
Absolutely, I'm all set. Let's jump into the topic of the sky. What aspect are you curious about first?
Okay, so my first question to you is what comes to your mind when you first look the sky above the horizon?
That's a great question. For me, when I first look at the sky above the horizon, it often brings to mind a sense of wonder and curiosity, like the vastness and the mystery of what lies. If you have any specific aspects you'd like to dive deeper into, like
your answer. Please continue with your answer.
Sure thing. Just let me know what direction you'd like to take it, and I'll keep the answers coming. Feel free to ask anything specific about the sky.
Okay, so my next question to you is, what do you think ancient human understood the sky in the absence of science?
That's a fact.
No, sir.
Had a deep curiosity about the sky, and they understood it in many symbolic and practical ways. They tracked the movements of the sun, the moon, and the stars to navigate, to keep time, and even to predict seasons. It was also tied to mythology and spirituality for them.
You're not giving me a long explain answer. Please, can you give me a long explain answer from now every question that I ask from you? So next question is, why do you think sky changes the color throughout the day?
Absolutely. I'll make sure to give you in-depth answers from now on. So when it comes to why the sky changes color from day to night, it all comes down to the scattering of sunlight by the Earth's atmosphere. During the day, when the sun is high in the sky, shorter wavelengths of light, like blue, get scattered more, which is why the sky appears blue. As the sun sets, the light has to pass through a much thicker layer of the atmosphere, which scatters the shorter wavelengths out of the line of sight, leaving the longer wavelengths like red and orange to dominate the sky. This is what we get those beautiful sunsets. It's a wonderful interplay of physics and light.
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is, what makes the sky look blue even though air has no color?
That's a great question, and it dives into the nature of light and how our eyes perceive it. Even though air itself is essentially colorless, the sky appears blue because of Rayleigh scattering. When sunlight enters the Earth's atmosphere, the shorter wavelengths of light, like blue and violet, are scattered much more than the longer wavelengths. Our eyes are more sensitive to blue light, and also the violet light gets absorbed higher up in the atmosphere. So the combination of these factors makes the sky appear predominantly blue to us. It's a beautiful example of how light and perception work together.
Okay, nice answer. So can you tell me why are you not giving me a long straight answer? Hello, ChatGPT. Oh, sorry, my mic is mute. I repeat my question. So my question to you is, so my next question to you is, what does sunlight interact with Earth atmosphere to create sunrise and sunset?
No worries at all. That's a great question. The intensity of sunlight can vary due to several factors. One major factor is the angle at which the sun's rays enter the atmosphere. When the sun is directly overhead, the light travels through less atmosphere and it's more intense. When the sun is lower on the horizon, its rays pass through a thicker layer of the atmosphere, which scatters more light and reduces intensity. Other factors include atmospheric conditions like clouds, humidity, and pollution, all of which can scatter and absorb sunlight differently, causing variations in intensity. It's a fascinating interplay of geometry and atmospheric conditions.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, how do cloud forms and why do they appear in different shape and size?
Absolutely, that's a great topic. Clouds form when warm, moist air rises and cools, causing the water vapor in that air to condense into tiny water droplets or ice crystals. This process usually happens around dust or pollen particles in the atmosphere, which act as nuclei for condensation. The shapes and sizes of clouds depend on several factors. First, the altitude at which they form plays a big role. For example, cumulus clouds form at lower altitudes and often appear fluffy and cotton-like, while cirrus clouds form higher up and look wispy and thin. Additionally, the amount of moisture in the air, the temperature, and the air currents all influence cloud formation. That's why you see such a wide variety of cloud types, from fluffy cumulus to layered stratus clouds and even towering cumulonimbus clouds like morning thunderstorms. It's a dynamic and fascinating process.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, what can the changing shapes of cloud tell us about upcoming weather?
That's a really intriguing question. The changing shapes and types of clouds can indeed give us clues about the upcoming weather. For example, if you see cumulus clouds growing vertically and becoming more towering, they can develop into cumulonimbus clouds, which often bring thunderstorms and heavy rain. On the other hand, if you notice high wispy cirrus clouds, they often indicate that a change in the weather might be coming within the next day or so, often signaling an approaching front. Meanwhile, widespread stratus clouds can indicate overcast conditions and steady light precipitation. Essentially, by observing the types and formations of clouds, meteorologists and even keen observers can make educated guesses about what weather's on the way. It's like nature's own forecast.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, nice answer. So my next question is, how does atmosphere protect life on Earth from harmful space radiation?
That's a fantastic question. The Earth's atmosphere plays a crucial role in protecting life from harmful solar radiation, particularly ultraviolet UV rays. The ozone layer, which is a part of the stratosphere, is especially important. It absorbs the majority of the sun's harmful UVB and UVC rays, preventing them from reaching the surface. Without this protective layer, those rays could damage living cells, leading to issues like skin cancer, cataracts, and other health problems. Additionally, the atmosphere helps by scattering and absorbing other types of radiation, and the magnetic field of the Earth also deflects charged particles from the sun, providing an extra layer of defense. Altogether, these protective mechanisms create a stable environment that's conducive to life on Earth.
Next question to you is, why is sky darker at higher altitude compared to the ground?
That's a really interesting question. The sky appears darker at higher altitudes mainly because of the thinning of the atmosphere. At ground level, we have a dense layer of air molecules that scatter sunlight in all directions, making the sky appear bright and blue. But as you go higher, the air becomes thinner, meaning there are fewer molecules to scatter the sunlight. This leads to less scattering and therefore a darker sky. Additionally, at higher altitudes, the sunlight is also more direct and less diffused, and the absence of atmospheric particles means there's less scattering of light in general. That's why, for example, from the top of a mountain or even in high altitude plains, the sky can look a lot deeper and darker compared to what we see at sea level. It's a beautiful and fascinating effect of our atmosphere.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, what role does the ozone layer play in shaping sky condition?
That's a great question. The ozone layer plays a crucial role in shaping our weather and climate, primarily through its effect on atmospheric temperature. The ozone layer absorbs a significant portion of the sun's ultraviolet radiation, and this absorption process warms the stratosphere. This warming effect helps create stable atmospheric conditions and influences wind patterns and the distribution of air masses. Additionally, the ozone layer's interaction with UV radiation can influence the temperature gradients between the equator and the poles, which in turn affects atmospheric circulation patterns. These circulation patterns, like the jet streams, play a significant role in determining weather conditions at the surface. In summary, the ozone layer not only protects life from harmful radiation, but also helps maintain the balance and stability of our climate and weather systems. It's a key piece of the puzzle in Earth's atmospheric dynamics.
Nice answer. So I think so next question to you is, why can we sometimes see a double rainbow in the sky?
That's a lovely phenomenon. A double rainbow occurs because of the way light is reflected inside water droplets. When sunlight enters a raindrop, it bends or refracts and then reflects off the inside surface of the droplet. For the primary rainbow, the light reflects once inside the droplet, and this creates the familiar spectrum of colors. For the secondary rainbow, the light is actually reflected twice inside the droplet before it exits. This second reflection causes the colors to appear in the reverse order, and the secondary rainbow is also dimmer and located outside the primary rainbow. The space between the two rainbows is usually darker, and this area is known as Alexander's band. It's a beautiful and fascinating optical effect that really showcases the complexity of light.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, does the sky appear red or orange during storm or wildfires?
So the sky appears red or orange during sunrise or sunset, primarily because of the angle of the sun. When the sun is low on the horizon, its light has to travel through a much thicker layer of the Earth's atmosphere. This increased distance causes the shorter wavelengths of light, like blue and green, to scatter out of the line of sight. This leaves the longer wavelengths, like red and orange, to dominate the sky's color. Essentially, the atmosphere filters out the shorter wavelengths, and we end up seeing those warmer hues. It's a beautiful and natural effect that happens because of the way light interacts with our atmosphere.
Nice answer. So my next question to you.
Of course, I'm glad you found it helpful. Feel free to ask any more questions.
How can the strong from inside our from luminous towering cloud?
That's a fascinating topic. Thunderstorms form from towering cumulonimbus clouds, which develop when warm, moist air rises rapidly and cools, causing the water vapor to condense and form clouds. As the cloud grows taller, it can reach the upper levels of the atmosphere where the temperature is much colder. This leads to the formation of ice crystals and strong updrafts. The interaction between these updrafts and downdrafts within the cloud helps to create the conditions for lightning and thunder. The buildup of electrical charges within the cloud, caused by the movement of ice particles, leads to the discharge of lightning. When lightning heats the air rapidly, it causes the air to expand and contract, producing the sound waves we hear as thunder. Overall, it's a dynamic and complex process that's driven by the energy from the sun and the moisture in the atmosphere.
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is, how does sky look different in desert, forest, and mountains?
That's a wonderful question. The sky can indeed look quite different depending on the environment. In deserts, for example, the sky often appears exceptionally clear and bright because of the dry air and minimal humidity, which means less scattering and often more vivid blue skies. In forests, the sky can look a bit more muted or even dappled, especially if you're looking up through the canopy. The presence of trees and foliage can also create interesting lighting effects and sometimes even a slightly different hue due to the reflection of leaves. In mountainous regions, the sky can look deeper and more intense due to the thinner atmosphere at higher elevations. This often results in more vibrant colors and sometimes even more dramatic cloud formations. Plus, the interplay of Mountain peaks in the sky can create stunning visuals, especially during sunrise and sunset. Overall, each environment adds its own unique touch to how we perceive the sky, and it's always fascinating to see those differences.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, what is lightning and how does it travel across the sky?
Absolutely. Lightning is the powerful electrical discharge that occurs within a thunderstorm. It happens when there's a buildup of electrical charges inside the cumulonimbus cloud. Essentially, the cloud becomes charged with positive and negative ions, and when the difference in charge becomes large enough, it overcomes the resistance of the air and creates a conductive path for the electricity to flow. When lightning travels, it typically begins with a stepped leader, which is a channel of ionized air that moves downward in steps. Once it approaches the ground, a return stroke travels back up the channel, and this is what we see as the bright flash of lightning. Lightning can travel across the sky in various forms, including cloud to ground, cloud to cloud, and intracloud lightning. The actual speed of lightning is incredibly fast, with the return stroke traveling at about 220,000 kilometers per hour, roughly 136,000 miles per hour. It's a truly awe-inspiring natural phenomenon.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, why is lightning? Why does thunder always come after lightning, even though they happen together?
That's a great question. The reason thunder always comes after lightning is because of the difference in speed between light and sound. Light travels incredibly fast, about 300,000 kilometers per second, or roughly 186,000 miles per second. So we see the lightning almost instantly. On the other hand, sound travels much slower, about 343 meters per second, or about 1,125 feet per second in air at sea level. Because of this difference, the sound of thunder takes longer to reach us after the lightning has illuminated the sky. The farther away the lightning is, the longer the delay between seeing the flash and hearing the thunder. It's a neat and natural consequence of the physics of light and sound.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, what makes the sky above ocean appear wide and endless?
That's a really interesting question. The sky often appears white or colorless when there's a lot of tiny water droplets or ice crystals in the atmosphere, like in overcast conditions or fog. In these situations, the sunlight is scattered equally in all directions by these tiny droplets. And since all the colors of light are scattered roughly equally, the combined effect is that we perceive the sky as white. On the other hand, when the sky appears endless or colorless, it can also be due to very clean, dry air, like in high altitude environments or deserts. In these cases, there's less scattering and the sky can appear almost translucent or blue. So when looking at the horizon, it's a beautiful interplay of light, atmosphere, and the presence of particles that shape how we perceive the sky.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, what makes the moon appear larger during supermoon phenomena?
That's a really fascinating phenomenon. A supermoon occurs when the moon's orbit brings it closest to Earth, known as perigee. When this happens, the moon is about 14% closer to Earth than when it's at its farthest point, or apogee. This increased proximity makes the moon appear larger in the sky, often by about 7 to 14% more in diameter compared to a micromoon. The effect is more pronounced when the moon is near the horizon, because of an optical illusion known as the moon illusion. Our brains perceive the moon as larger when it's near objects on the horizon, like trees or buildings, even though its actual size doesn't change. So the combination of the moon's closer distance and the optical illusion makes the supermoon appear significantly larger and brighter in the night sky. It's definitely a spectacular sight.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, how do satellite orbit silently in the sky and shape the modern life?
That's a really intriguing topic. Satellites orbit Earth silently because they're in a state of free fall around the planet. Essentially, once a satellite is launched into orbit, it's moving forward at a very high speed while simultaneously being pulled toward Earth by gravity. This balance creates a stable orbit. So the satellite is constantly falling toward Earth, but never actually hitting it because it's moving forward quickly enough to keep missing it. In terms of shaping modern life, satellites play an incredibly vital role. They enable global communications, from satellite phones to internet connectivity in remote areas. They provide GPS navigation, allowing us to find our way with incredible accuracy. Satellites are also crucial for weather forecasting, monitoring climate change, and even conducting scientific research about Earth and space. They truly are a cornerstone of modern technology and daily life.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, what does the sky reveal about weather, climate, and Earth health?
That's a wonderful question. The sky can tell us a lot about both short-term weather patterns and long-term climate trends. For instance, the presence and type of clouds can indicate upcoming weather. Puffy cumulus clouds might suggest fair weather, while towering cumulonimbus clouds can signal thunderstorms. High wispy cirrus clouds might indicate that a change in the weather is coming. Beyond weather, the sky also provides clues about the climate. For example, the frequency and patterns of cloud cover, the amount of sunlight, and even phenomena like the color of the sky at sunrise or sunset can reflect changes in atmospheric conditions over time. Additionally, satellites and other instruments that observe the sky help scientists track things like air quality, pollution levels, and even the health of the ozone layer. These observations are crucial for understanding how our planet's changing and for guiding efforts to protect Earth's environment. In short, the sky serves as both a direct indicator of daily weather and a broader lens into our planet's climate and overall health. It's truly a window into Earth's dynamic systems.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, how do sky affect by pollution and global warming?
That's a really important question. Pollution and global warming have significant impacts on the sky and how we perceive it. For instance, air pollution, especially from particulate matter and pollutants like nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide, can lead to hazy skies and reduced visibility. This is often seen in urban areas where smog can create a dull, grayish tone to the sky. In some cases, pollutants can even cause the sky to take on unusual colors like the orange or red hues we sometimes see during wildfires or heavy pollution events. Global warming, on the other hand, influences the sky in more subtle but profound ways. As temperatures rise, the atmosphere can hold more moisture, which can lead to changes in cloud formation and precipitation patterns. This can sometimes result in more intense storms or even longer periods of drought. Additionally, the melting of polar ice can influence atmospheric circulation patterns, which in turn affect weather patterns worldwide. In summary, both pollution and global warming alter the sky's appearance and the quality of the air we breathe, and they both have a profound impact on Earth's climate and health. It's a critical area of study as we look to protect our environment.
Nice answer. So my next question to you is, why is protecting the clarity of our sky important for future generation?
That's a really meaningful question. Protecting the clarity of our sky is essential for several reasons. First, it ensures good air quality, which is vital for human health. Cleaner air means fewer respiratory issues, less cardiovascular stress, and an overall healthier population. Second, a clear sky allows for better visibility and more accurate astronomical observations. This is crucial for scientific research, helping us understand the universe and our place within it. Third, from an environmental perspective, protecting the sky means reducing pollution, which in turn helps mitigate climate change. Cleaner air and fewer greenhouse gases mean a more stable and sustainable planet for future generations. Finally, a pristine sky can also have cultural and psychological benefits. A clear, beautiful sky can inspire awe, creativity, and well-being, enriching our quality of life. In essence, protecting the sky is about safeguarding our health, our planet, and our future, ensuring that generations to come inherit a healthy and and vibrant world.
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is, how does exploring the sky lead us towards exploring space beyond?
That's a fantastic question. Exploring the sky is really the first step toward space exploration. Our atmosphere acts as a kind of gateway, and by studying it, we gain valuable insights into the conditions that we'll encounter beyond Earth. For example, understanding atmospheric composition and behavior helps us design spacecraft and habitats that can withstand harsh environments like those on other planets or moons. Furthermore, the technologies we develop to study the sky, like telescopes, satellites, and high altitude balloons, often become the foundation for space exploration tools. The data we collect from the sky also helps us identify potential landing sites and resources on other celestial bodies, such as the moon or Mars. In essence, exploring the sky builds the foundation of knowledge and technology that we need to venture further into space. It's a natural progression from understanding our own atmosphere to reaching beyond it. It's a journey of discovery that ultimately expands our horizons and deepens our understanding of the universe.
Okay, nice answer. So my next question to you is, my next question to you is, my last question to you is, what does sky beyond the horizon remind you about human curiosity and hope?
That's such a beautiful question. The sky beyond the horizon really symbolizes our innate curiosity and our desire to explore and understand the unknown. It reminds us that there's always something beyond what we see. It fuels our imagination and drive to discover more. Throughout history, the sky has been a source of inspiration, pushing humanity to look beyond the immediate and reach for the stars. It represents the endless possibilities of what we can achieve when we pursue knowledge and progress. In essence, the sky beyond the horizon is a metaphor for hope and curiosity, encouraging us to keep asking questions, exploring new frontiers, and never settling for what we already know. It's a reminder that our journey of discovery is ongoing and that there's always more to learn and explore.
So nice. Thank you for the conversation with me. Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. If you ever have more questions or just want to chat again, I'm here. Take care and all the best.
Allah Hafiz.
I appreciate that. Sending you lots of positive vibes. Feel free to reach out anytime. Take
So it is our today's call. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. So meet you in another call any further time. Allah Hafiz, Pakistan, Zindabad. Rehan School, Zindabad.